What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Lit Fam. Now today, bro, we got Chimpanzees Have Entered the Stone Age by North02. Make sure you guys go subscribe to North02. You guys want more content like this? Now, this is gonna be a video about chimpanzees and their improved intellect, probably. When they mentioned the Stone Age, I'm thinking like they're gonna make stone tools and stuff, because that's really what the Stone Age was about, was, you know, the age where, you know, most things were being made out of stone, using tools, all that shit. So yeah, we're gonna figure out what's going on with the chimpanzees. And without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn. Let's see.
That chimpanzee just made a stone tool, and that one's hunting with a spear. If this looks like the Stone Age to you, you're not wrong. They wielded—
Bro, what the fuck? What is this, bro? You telling me the chimp just did this by himself? Why that look like a real deal weapon, bro? Like, you really take someone out with this shit.
You're not wrong. They've wielded stone tools for thousands of years, and some are virtually identical to those crafted by our own ancestors.
So are they truly in the Stone Age, or just standing on the edge? Let's find out.
Or just edging.
For decades, researchers thought tool use is what separated us from the other animals, what made us human. That was until a revolutionary primatologist conducted a study in the 1960s.
Okay.
Jane Goodall ventured into the remote Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania. One day, she witnessed chimpanzees at a termite mound repeatedly poke stalks of grass into the holes. The termites would bite onto the grass defensively, allowing the chimp to pull them out and eat them.
They can eat termites though? That doesn't like fuck up their stomach or something? Like, I don't know. Termites just seem so nasty.
Astonished at her discovery, Goodall told paleoanthropologist Louis Leakey, who wrote, "Now we must redefine tool, redefine man, or accept chimpanzees as human. Tools are evolutionary game changers. They unlock resources that would otherwise be impossible to reach."
Right.
In the case of termite fishing, the stick directly aids chimpanzees in acquiring this food source.
Nah, chimpanzees are literally so freaking smart. It's scary, bro. Because, like, at that point, just like the guy said, I mean, are we going to start referring to them as humans if they get so much to the point where they're doing human shit? Like, the only thing that they're lacking is just the English language. But even then, I mean, can you really even say that? Because a lot of them can be taught and know what certain phrases mean and stuff, and probably even talk back in sign language, which kind of makes up for it. But it's just, there's so much things. Like, they're not limited to just being a chimpanzee, bro. Like, they're so intellectual, and it's amazing to me, and also not surprising that they would be making tools and all these type of resources just like a human would, just because of how smart they are.
From their only tool. Further research has found that chimpanzees actually use over 20 different tools. One of the most important is their use of stone tools. Stone hammers are used to smash open hard nuts against anvil stones. This lets them consume abundant calories they otherwise would have no chance in eating. A recent paper looked closely at this behavior and found something fascinating. Using stone tools to open nuts is not present in every population. Chimps in seasonal, resource-scarce environments exploit nuts more often. The study also looked closer at the hammers and anvils themselves. They found that they differ regionally and choose a certain hammerstone size depending on the hardness of the nut.
Wow, so you're telling me that they know like certain sizes? Because I'm thinking, okay, they're just gonna make a hammer, and whatever the size of the rock is, it is what it is, and they just kind of use what they got. But you're telling me they have different sizes? You know what I'm saying? And they correlate that with the size of the nut too? That's insane.
Anvils that they smash the nuts against are usually just large flat stones that happen to be near the nut trees. These anvils are fairly distinct archaeologically, and researchers have found evidence that their use goes back at least 4,300 years.
Really?
Meaning that this behavior likely extends far into prehistory.
So then, in that case, it might not be like a new development. It's just more of things that we're just seeing more now with the cameras and everything, all the technology we have to just basically be stalking these animals. Compared to back then, there was no cameras, no nothing to really see what they were doing. So they could already have been doing stuff like this, you know?
So interesting to note is that some populations do not smash nuts at all. Meaning some chimpanzee populations are more technologically advanced than others. So just like humans, you know, humans that live in different parts of the world, they don't have the same resources as others, which makes them, you know, make more technology advanced, and also just more an advantage in things that they can do over other people. So it's the same thing. An important tool that chimpanzees use are spears. Yeah, that's right. They make their own spears by taking off a sturdy stick and biting the tip to form a sharp end.
Oh my gosh.
They use these weapons to stab into the burrows of bush babies, which are some of the cutest animals on the planet. They jam the stick into the burrow, killing the animal, and then they use the stick to get the animal out.
God damn, bro, chill!
Exclusively for hunting animals that they physically cannot get to. They have never been witnessed using them against one another. However, Chimpanzees have been documented using sticks and branches to hit each other. They even throw rocks during aggressive encounters.
Yo!
It seems that they have already had...
Yeah, I've definitely seen stuff like this. Them throwing rocks and stuff and using anything that they could use, like a branch or something. I've definitely seen that before.
In aggressive encounters. It seems that they have already had their 2001 Space Odyssey moment.
Okay, this is definitely fake, but...
So chimpanzees use rocks to crack open nuts, they fish for termites, and they even stab prey with spears. So have they truly entered the Stone Age? Well, they are far from the only animals to use tools. Orangutans?
Yeah, that's one thing that I will say. Like, I feel like, yeah, they're definitely not the only ones. A lot of animals are very smart and can use things to their advantage, whether it's like objects or literally other animals themselves. In terms of like manipulative techniques and stuff, like there's a lot of things that other animals have. So it's not just the chimpanzees that are doing stuff, but I feel like they could potentially be the most advanced in terms of them actually creating tools themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're not just like grabbing things and just using it like however they can. Like they're literally constructing it, like literally making different size hammers, making spears and stuff because they know that this is a specific thing that they're going to use it for. You know, I mean, shit. Imagine, you know, trying to run away from a fucking chimpanzee and you think you're safe inside a tree or inside or something, all of a sudden, shing, God damn, my nigga, leave me alone, bro.
Sticks to fish for insects and honey. You may have even seen this image of an orangutan spearfishing. While it is true that this orangutan was imitating some fishermen he was watching, he was unsuccessful and pretty much just splashed a stick at the water, so it's not impressive as it might seem. Apparently,
yeah, but he's still doing that though, like with the intention of fishing, so that's still impressive to me.
After this shot, he ended up stealing a fish that was already hooked by a fisherman. So I guess that's a win. But plenty of other primates.
Yo, why is bro looking like this?
A fish that was already hooked by a fisherman.
Did bro try to oil farm for the camera right now?
Fisherman. So I guess that's a win. But plenty of other primates like capuchin monkeys use stones on a daily basis to open shellfish. Even otters use stones to open shellfish. Crows fish with sticks, and octopuses use shells for protection. Tool use is not exclusive to humans nor primates.
Yeah.
So then what set our ancestors apart? Well, our ancestors took stone tools to another level by modifying them. By smashing stones together, they broke off sharp stone edges which could cut. This opened up all kinds of new resources for our ancestors.
Spears,
just as the termite sticks or spears allowed chimpanzees to extract calories out of their environment, sharp stone tools allowed our ancestors to do the same. On the savannas where we evolved, carnivores are constantly killing prey and leaving their carcasses with plenty of meat and bone marrow left over. A study looking at zebras killed by lions found that on average, 33 pounds or 15 kilograms of meat was left over.
Really?
That is roughly 20,000 calories in meat alone, not to mention the marrow. This would have met the daily requirements of about 27 early hominins. But to harvest this meat, our ancestors needed the sharp edges of stone to cut through tendons, scrape off meat, and break into the brains and marrow.
Damn, this must have been like probably the best times of their lives when they just discovered, wait, we smack these stones together and make little tools. We can make a lot of things easier for ourselves and be able to get a lot more food for ourselves on a daily basis because most of these predators and stuff, they're leaving lots of meat on the bone and stuff. So if we get there before some other predator gets there, then we should have a lot of food, lots of pounds of meat and stuff, which would go a long way for back then. You know what I'm saying? Like people weren't really big bags or nothing. They was getting what they can at that point, you know?
This was one of humanity's biggest breakthroughs, and it's not far off of what chimpanzees are currently doing in Africa. The earliest modified stone tools are 3.3 million years old. We don't know who was making them. It was most likely our ancestors or close relatives, but who knows? It could have even been the ancestors of chimpanzees.
Could have been.
What we do know is that stone tool use wouldn't catch on until around 2.4 million years ago, when hominids started selecting stone that could hold a sharp edge, and then they learned how to produce efficient tools.
Here's an example of the kinds of tools that our ancestors were using well over 2 million years ago. It's really just a sharp flake of stone, but it's
like, this is insane. Like this is something that was used. Well, I'm not sure if this is a replica or this literally something, but either way, just seeing this and just thinking that this type of thing existed 2 million years ago. Like that's a long fucking time. Really, it's not like the longest time because, you know, we've been learning about stuff that's 100, 200, 300 million years ago and stuff. But like, I mean, in perspective of just us in our lives, you know, like what is the average life span? 80 years old or something like that. That's a grip of time for any of us that is alive for our lifetime. So just thinking about that is amazing and honestly very thought provoking, you know?
We're using well over 2 million years ago. It's really just a sharp flake of stone, but it's an incredibly useful tool for cutting through flesh and also pounding through bones and other objects. Though it's extremely simple, it was an evolutionary game changer for our ancestors.
Definitely.
Many paleoanthropologists would argue that the intentional development of a cutting edge has to be the lower bound of the Stone Age. Otherwise, otters and capuchins are also in the Stone Age. Chimpanzees have never been documented in the wild creating a sharp stone tool, but they are limited for a number of reasons. First of all, fine-grained stones that create sharp edges when broken, such as
Bro, is this not obsidian?
First of all,
Is that obsidian, or am I tripping?
fine-grained stones that create sharp edges when broken, such as flint, are not common in the modern range of chimpanzees. Most of the time it is thick jungle, and the stones they have access to are basically useless for cutting. Our ancestors, on the other hand, lived across open, rocky savannas that often had sources of quality stone. But just because chimpanzees don't have access to the right raw materials for knapping stone, doesn't mean they lack the intelligence to understand it.
Right.
So researchers had a bold idea. What if we simply taught a chimpanzee how to flint knap? Meet Kanzi, a language-competent bonobo, who was taught to flint knap in the early 1990s. Bonobos are a closely related cousin of chimpanzees, often seen as more socially intelligent. Kanzi
Really?
was especially
I
intelligent.
never heard of bonobo before, but supposedly they're more intelligent. That's crazy.
Kanzi was especially intelligent. He even learned how to play Minecraft.
Oh, so the bonobo is the... You guys have told me to react to this video. I might actually. It's by Chris the Cow and stuff. I actually have it in my reaction playlist. I just haven't got to it. Anyways, the bonobo was a type of animal that was able to learn Minecraft and stuff.
Seen as more socially intelligent.
So that does make sense. I mean, that was very smart. Like, you need to be intelligent to learn the grips of Minecraft anyway, as a literal animal.
Kanzi was especially intelligent. He even learned how to play Minecraft. But it was this video of him flint knapping that honestly blew my mind. They first focused on showing him how to knock off flakes through percussion, which is what I'm doing here. You literally hit one rock against another rock in order to knock off a stone flake. So now let's watch some incredible close-up footage of Kanzi napping.
Oh, look there what Kanzi made. That's really...
Bro, he's like intentionally doing this too. Like, he's not just hitting them things and just having fun with it. Fuck around. No, he knows the flakes are coming off and stuff. He's like, okay, like, I'm done here. He put it down and everything. Like, you could tell it's an intentional doing.
There what Kanzi made. That's really perfect.
He's focused.
Oh, look at that one. Oh, thank you.
What? And he's like giving the pieces, you know, piece by piece. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Really cut things good.
Kanzi was able to knock off flakes consistently. And after a while, he even came up with his own methods of flint knapping.
Really?
Instead of using the hammerstone in his hand, he started throwing it at the core. This may have helped him overcome challenges unique to the hands of chimpanzees, or to protect his fingers. But how fat?
It could be that. It could just be a more efficient technique, or it could be, like you said, protecting his hands. Maybe his hands are getting sore or something, or it's starting to hurt. So he's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Let's find a different way to do it. I wonder what it was, you know?
Or to protect his fingers. But how fascinating is it that he invented a new flint knapping technique? After 2 years of practice, researchers decided it was finally time to put his skills to the test. They gave him an unmodified core of flint and a hammerstone. Nearby was a clear box with fruit inside. It was held shut by a thick nylon cord. In order to get to his reward,
he needs to make
hit
the
off
tool.
a large sharp flake to cut through the cord. During the trial, knocking off flakes was not a problem for the trained bonobo. However, some of these flakes were too small, so he would try again. He would select the largest flake.
Like, that's already amazing to me on its own. Like, just the intellect to make the tools in general. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're doing. Go and do something. And then know it doesn't work. Now I got to go back to the drawing board and make like a even smaller or more sharper thing to get through here. And he's probably going to continue to do that. Just like, you know, a human would. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go through trials and errors and then we make shit work, you know? Instead of just giving up right away.
He would select the largest flakes and assess their sharpness by looking at the edge and testing it on his tongue. Eventually, he knocked off a large flake and was able to cut open the box.
Oh my gosh.
This process was repeated 11 times, producing an abundance of data and artifacts.
I literally worked for his food right there. He deadass did.
Now here's where it gets really interesting.
That's amazing, man.
When researchers analyzed the bonobo-made artifacts, they found something remarkable. Many of them were virtually indistinguishable from the tools that our ancestors made 2 million years ago. The flakes had striking platforms, bulbs of percussion, and sharp usable edges. The ones he decided to use were the largest and sharpest tools. His method of assessing the sharpness with his tongue may have been the same way our ancestors assessed sharpness.
That's crazy to me. Like, assessing the sharpness with his tongue. But, I mean, that could be very dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Depending on how sharp it is. But just the fact that he knows to do that, like, oh, that feels a little sharp. Okay, this should be sharp enough to cut this thing open. Like,
but there were differences too.
What?
Our ancestors usually knocked off flakes at around 80 degrees to consistently produce long flakes. Kanzi's flakes averaged nearly 90 degrees, essentially right angles. This is the maximum angle at which these materials will fracture at all. This tells us that Kanzi did not have quite as complex an understanding of flint knapping as our ancestors did 2 million years ago.
Right.
And this may also be due to chimpanzee hands not being as dexterous as ours. Our lineage has been knapping stone for well over 2 million years. Modern human hands are quite literally evolved to knap stone. It was only in the past 5,000 years or so that most of us stopped. Kanzi's flint knapping was impressive, but it was notably worse than, say, Homo erectus.
Yeah.
Either way,
yeah, that boy was erect.
It gives us a window into what the earliest sharp stone tools would have looked like. Our minds were already capable of understanding how to create sharp stone edges, and our dexterous hands came later. In another study conducted 14 years later, Kanzi had clearly become more adept at making and using stone tools. Kanzi and another bonobo used stone to break into logs.
Yeah, you can even see, because I was like starting to look at the hand motions ever since he said that. And you can see it's definitely different, you know what I'm saying, from a human.
And using stone tools.
Like in the way that his hand kind of like contorts a little bit. I don't know if you guys
can. Bonobo used stone to break into logs and dig.
Like it's a little awkward.
Reward if successful. Kanzi used flakes like a drill, rotating them to bore deeper into the log. He used larger flakes as wedges to pry into the logs and even used them to chop. In another part,
I wonder if they ever like accidentally hit their feet or something.
Used them to chop.
Cause like, look how close his feet are to it. Or if you ever like stabbing someone, accidentally, shit, god damn it, and just throw that bitch away and never use it again.
In another part of the experiment, he used flakes as shovels to dig into tough sediment to retrieve food.
Oh, that's smart too.
It's interesting to note that Kanzi was far more successful than the other less trained bonobo, indicating that his training really did pay off and allowed him to access these resources.
Yeah.
Kanzi lived on for about a decade doing all kinds of fun scientific studies before sadly passing away in March of 2025.
Oh, really?
These studies show that with human interaction or training, bonobos and chimpanzees can produce intentional stone tools, leaving wear patterns comparable to early human artifacts. Such tool production and utilization competencies are extremely similar to the competencies of early humans such as Homo habilis and Homo erectus. A 2021
I still can't believe we look like this shit.
Competencies of early humans.
Like, bro, we evolved from this? God damn.
Such as Homo habilis and Homo erectus.
RICHLEV.
A 2021 study on untrained chimpanzees showed that they did not spontaneously create or use sharp flake stone tools, even when provided with materials, suggesting extensive social learning or training is necessary for this behavior. We know that chimpanzees have to learn how to process nuts with...
So I guess that will be, you know, the concerning difference between us as humans versus them is that, like, I guess we were just, our brains were already wired to be able to do things. Just like the guy said, we're literally made to do that with the stones and shit. And then our hands just made everything more convenient for us in general. But that's the difference. Like the bonobos, the chimpanzees have to be trained in a certain setting in order to get to that stone age, as per se, you know?
Behavior. We know that chimpanzees have to learn how to process nuts with stones and anvils from their relatives who teach them the technique. It's a cultural innovation. In order for wild chimpanzees to start flaking their own stone tools, they would have to have quality stone available to them, and importantly, a reason to create sharp tools.
Yeah.
Without direct human intervention, this seems unlikely. But funny enough, Capuchin monkeys in Brazil are accidentally achieving what we consider a human milestone. They use stone hammers to open fruits and nuts, but also...
Oh, I've seen videos of these little motherfuckers using the damn rocks to crush stuff. I've seen that before.
For a far stranger reason. They smash rocks together to create dust, which they then lick up.
What?
Scientists really have no idea why they do this. Maybe it's
they just be bored as hell.
To help them get some minerals into their diet. Regardless of why they do it, they happen to create stone flakes that are virtually identical to early human tools in Africa. These stone flakes have been found in Brazil in layers dating back over 50,000 years ago. At first it was thought that humans were in the region tens of thousands of years before we thought, but it now seems it was actually Capuchin monkeys leaving a seemingly human signature. So ironically, Capuchin monkeys have unintentionally entered the Stone Age before our closest relatives.
Wow. And that was probably by accident too, because I'm telling you, that motherfucker looked like he just having fun. Like he just smashing that shit for fun, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess it's super efficient and accidentally put them in the Stone Age, but hey, it happens.
These in the Stone Age. Kind of, but not really. They've been hunting with spears and cracking nuts with stone hammers for thousands of years. And Kanzi proved that bonobos can flint-knap when taught. Yet wild individuals have never made a cutting tool on their own, at least as far as we know. Not because they lack the cognitive capacity, but because they lack the necessity.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The story of our own species.
That's what it is. I think that's the difference too. Not only that we were wired to do it, but also it was a necessity for us, you know, especially in terms of creating weapons and stuff so that we could hunt for food and make it more efficient that way. And also, you know, cutting through stuff. Like there's so much things you could do with the tools that we knew that we can do, but for the chimpanzees, bonobos, whatever, they don't necessarily have that necessity. I mean, they usually do a lot of things on their own, or just use sticks and stuff to like for basic necessity, getting stuff from a tree or something. Like they don't have like a exact daily use for things like how we would, you know? And on top of that, they don't have access to the same resources all the time.
The story of our own species likely mirrors this pattern. We exploited carcasses with sharp stone tools to get access to an entirely new food source. During severe droughts or food scarcity, tool-using apes had a much better chance at surviving. This feedback loop favored an increasing reliance on tools, and fundamentally shaped what we became. Tool use likely became non-negotiable for our survival. Chimpanzees do not face these same circumstances. They simply need a reason, and let's hope they never get one.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, we want to keep it that reason forever, bro, because I ain't gonna lie, with how smart they are and they get a hold of weapons and shit, yeah, one of those movies gonna be true.
That was a fun one. I still can't believe these videos of chimpanzees flint-napping. I legitimately know humans who are worse at flint-napping. What topic should I cover next? Comment down below, hit that like button, and most importantly, subscribe.
This is a great video. I love this.
Next one. Arrivederci.
Yeah, this is an amazing video, bro. It just shows, I mean, how crazy wildlife is and things we don't think about and how smart they are. But yeah, just proving the point that they're not really in a stone age of stuff that they've been doing. And yeah, it's like you said, it's not because of the lack of cognitive ability to do things, but more the necessity. So that's pretty much it. It sums it up. Yeah, let me know what else you guys want to react to, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.